Hello out there. It's Rob. I'm gone live today. I'm here to answer some of your questions on fishing. Um, I kind of target carp and catfish. So I'm just going to sit around, wait and see if anybody shows up. Feel free to ask questions. I'm just going to type down here. Feel free to ask questions. Fish related, of course. I think I'm going to try and stay on for an hour. All right, guys. Gonna have that in there. I hope you guys had a good year in 2023. Could use a shave, eh? So I'm going to adjust this a little bit better there, more centered. So, nobody's out there yet, but we're still having fun. I'm learning all about this. I can't wait to use this out when I'm fishing. I figure we'll go 2 hours live stream, and then anything over that, you guys will get so bored that I'll just go on and do something else. Thing is, only have 218 subscribers. That's another thing. If you're seeing this, give a subscription. I'd like that. It's lonely out there fishing sometimes. This is your chance to get to know me. It's your chance to find out what I'm all about and what this channel is all about. I'm here for you. It's mid-afternoon, and to be honest with you, I don't expect I'm going to see a whole lot of people coming on, but hey, you never know. Could go live chat again tonight if I have to. Till you guys finally find me out there. Well, that said, I'm going to go get a coffee. Sitting here waiting for people to show up. Won't be far away. Be patient with me. There. I shall be back. Hey, Louie, I haven't lost my mind, so I haven't lost my mind. I just got a live stream from my fishing shed. So I'm just going to get a coffee and just answer questions. So I haven't lost it. Well, I have, but, not nursing home yet. All right, I'm back. No big deal there. I don't know if anybody's been on. Doesn't look like it because they don't have any historical references. So, I don't know what I do with my mouse. There it is. So, all ready here. And the other thing I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to probably give you a heads up whenever I'm going to have one of these. I want to use this kind of technique here whenever I'm fishing. So hopefully set up my little cameras there and we can broadcast this live. There's some fun fishing out here in the St. Lawrence River. And then when I go up to Ottawa, to the Ottawa River and the Mattawa Rivers and the other lakes that we go on, and Northern Ontario further up, Larder Lake, etc. I just put some coffee on. I got ginger ale here. Put some coffee on. I'm getting that going. And I'm just waiting for your questions, guys, if you're interested. I don't know if they can hear me or not. Let's see. And I just turned my microphone on. Again, I just shut it off and turned it on. Testing all this out. I'm hoping this will work out. You know, practice makes perfect. So last time I went live, I actually missed one person. And it's Saturday afternoon. I'm hoping that there's somebody out there who needs to talk to somebody about fishing. I'm here. It's lonely when you're starting a fishing channel. Yep. Nobody out there to talk to. Eventually, probably by next year, this time, I'll be talking to all kinds of people. Friday nights is when I'm going to probably do my live feeds. But I might do live feeds throughout the week whenever we get started, especially when we're bullhead fishing at night. I got to get a little bit better lighting so that you guys can see better. I'm working on those things. Oh, I am. Is there anybody out there? Hello. Let's see. There we go. Still here, guys, waiting for your questions. Hardy's Fishing Adventures. Hey, welcome. Got any questions for me, guys? I'm here to answer them. So, any minor questions about me personally, I'm not going to tell you all the juicy details, but and of course, fishing, what I fish with, where I fish, that kind of thing. Feel free, guys. Welcome, Hardy's Fishing Adventures. Well, you know what? It's frozen over up here in Canada, and I'm not an ice fisherman. But I'm looking forward to April. And I did fish up in about November. You know, I need some skill building there when it comes to them carp and catfish when the water gets cold. And the bass, they go deep. I have deep water. I have a kayak, but I'm not going to go out in that cold water with a kayak because if you ever end up in any kind of issues safety wise, yeah, yeah, definitely. This year, I managed to get into channel catfish and bullheads and bass and walleye and pike. And I got a hold of, and of course, the odd garbage fish that you get, the Cisco shads and different things like that. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. That's where I find them. Where I live, we have the big lakes, like we have Lake Ontario, and I'm east of that on the St. Lawrence River. But we have tributary lakes that feed the Ottawa River, and not far from here. And we have a basin, the Raisin, no, not the Raisin River Basin, it's the Nation River Basin. We have a Payne River here, and yeah, in the springtime and early spring, those are small rivers. And they warm up faster, I think. And also, too, the carp will come out of the big river and they'll go into those creeks and like those shallow bays that you're talking about. Hey, amigo outdoors. Hello. Welcome. Eastern Tennessee, eh? I have a cousin who lives in Nashville. Yep. I'm familiar with the area. It's beautiful. I'm here in Eastern Ontario, a long ways away from Tennessee. Probably about 1,000 clicks or kilometers, or we'll put that in American, say 700 miles. Oh, you're in the UK, Hardy's Fishing Adventures? Oh, yeah, I think it seems to me I remember. You had the Wells catfish, and that is a monster of a catfish. Uh, Largest catfish we're going to get here in the St. Lawrence could be up to about maybe 40 pounds, but I wouldn't expect anything much over 20. Yeah, I catch them in around between 2 to 20 pound range. That's usually where I get my catfish. And if I'm missing anybody, please forgive me. I'm looking through my feed. It's really nice to talk to you guys. And welcome to the channel. James Atkins Fishing. Hello. Welcome aboard, guys. It's all good fun, eh? Yeah, I've been looking at method feeders, okay, for the carp. And one of the things I've done is I've taken drywall sockets, those little to put your drywall screws into. And I got them, and they're okay, but so I'm looking at. I found on Amazon. I found well, it's actually at Walmart Canada. They have these. It's like a spiral spear, and those are perfect because you can put your stuff right inside there and squeeze it all in there, and then it's all set up so you don't have to figure around with putting your line through that little stick. And oh boy, I'm not a fussy guy. Yeah, and then you put that out there with your corn and whatever else you're going to put in there, and then you let that sit out there, and it draws in the fish. But I find you got to go the night before or the day before, and you start putting that crap out there, and then they start coming at night, and they start moving in, and then they kind of hang around after it's all gone, maybe looking for more. My theory, I don't know. And I'm just reading the files. I don't want to miss anybody here, and don't want to be rude. Yeah, black crappie are fun. I mean, we have black crappie primarily here. I've been watching some of the shows there over the last couple of weeks, and I've noticed a lot of white crappie. I'm I we do catch white crappie, but they're not that common up here. Usually in the smaller lakes here in southern Ontario, you might get them. Mostly black crappies here, but it is fun. Yeah, you can fallen logs, debris, timber, lily pads. You get them. I have thought about that taking some PVC piping
and fill it full of goo and drill holes in it and put a string to it, or like a fishing line, and just cast it out, let it sit overnight, and of course bring it in because you're not allowed to pollute, right? So yeah, I have to look into the rules in my waters. Ontario's pretty strict about some things, so I don't want to be on the off side of the excuse me, I don't want to be on the off side of the law, because it's serious. If you get caught like breaking, violating the fishing game and all those other acts, boy, you think it's not serious, boy, you'll find out. Yeah, yeah. I don't need a big fine. I'm a working guy, you know. I'm not a millionaire. $5,000 fine would definitely hurt me. Yeah, so I've been putting together some rigs. Maybe I'll show you another little episode here, another live feed. Maybe I'm gonna try and do them on Friday since it is like Rob's Friday night fish fights. I mean, we might as well keep it consistent, right? Um, yeah, I've been fiddling with the method feeders and all the different catfish things, and I got these little yellow beads, and they kind of look like artificial corn, a little bit bigger. And I'm wondering if I put that on the line, like using a bait needle, and then just pulling it through, and then put potato or whatever the hell for a bait. I know potato works really good for carp. Not so sure about the catfish. Oh yeah, I can get method feeder over here, James. But I have to order it. Like I can't go to. I don't have stores around here that are primarily carp. But I will say that this area is a hot spot for carp. Long Sault, Ingleside area where I live. Before COVID, we used to have many a bloke from the UK come over here and put up their bivvies and everything that looked like the UK had taken over Ontario. It was awesome to see, and lovely guys, fun to watch them fishing. Maybe this summer they'll be back, some of them, but COVID has really put a damper on things. I know these guys are working people like me, and you know what? COVID has been really stressful on financial budgets, and they may not be able to get over here. But I do miss these guys. They're a lot of fun and very knowledgeable, and I've learned a lot of things from them. I don't know, but I know it's pretty competitive, and I think there is a contest in the summertime that they have, and they used to weigh them at the police station, the OPP station in Long Sault. I'm not sure where they weigh them now. I'm sure maybe there's a yacht club down around the corner where these guys frequent, so maybe they weigh it there. I don't know where the official weigh station is. But yeah, they definitely have a little contest, and some of them are pretty good in prizes. But I mean, this is world class fishery. What I have here. Um, I mean, I've caught carp in here over 40 pounds, and I know some of them over 60. But generally speaking, these days, 20, somewhere between 10 and 20 is your average these days. And I don't know why the it seems like the population has gotten smaller. I'm not sure why. Who knows? There's competition from other fish. I'm just going to take a look down here on the board there, guys, so I don't miss too many questions. I'm just, I tend to go off into like outer space. I know some of you guys are talking with each other, and that's fine too. This is like a page that we can all get together and just shoot the shit there and get some good ideas. Well, Hardy in France, yeah, I saw the French fishery there for carp. It's pretty wow. It's pretty first class. But I argue here in Eastern Ontario, we're right up there. Only thing is we don't have the posh resorts and different things for that. Although it's coming now, like it's starting to become like a serious thing here in Ontario. Yeah, no bears in the UK. Now that is something that's funny here. Here in this part of Ontario, there's not a lot of black bears, but we do have them coming to town occasionally. But when I'm fishing along the river, yeah, I'm always looking over my shoulder. Usually I get a raccoon or, some animal that's pretty like skunks. It's like, but not too often I come across the skunks, mostly raccoons. And we're not far enough south to have any possums. I'm sure in the UK you've got your critters that are nasty. I know those otters are really devastating those carp lakes. That's not good. And they got little fences to protect them and that. But we have otters too here, but like 4 million acre lake here. I mean, what's an otter or two going to do? Not much. I see James and Hardy's fishing adventures are chatting amongst each other. That's fine. Yes, others. Yeah, I'm learning something here. I don't like using boilies. I prefer to use potatoes. I don't know. It works for me. Corn and potatoes seem to do it. Oh, of course, with the pack bait and full of that crap. Sounds like you two boys are serious hardcore carpers. Yeah, you can't go wrong with corn and potatoes for sure. Um, in the mornings in the summertime, I like to take bread, particularly hot dog buns, and take and squish that up and put it on just a straight hook with maybe a bobber, and about a foot lead or two, and just toss it out into the warmer waters and just bring it across the top because they always rise in the morning. I find. I don't know if they're coming to warm up and get the sun. I'm not sure. Yeah, recently I've been using hot dog for catfish, and I've had a lot of success. Not for the bullheads, but for the channel cats. And I've read where it is actually an effective bait for carp. I don't know if you two gentlemen might have any idea on that. Oh yeah, I definitely could probably get it. Fujita maybe I'll look into it and order it. I can get anything in Canada. It just might take a little while to get here, but since everything's froze up, I've got lots of time. Oh yeah, I heard spam, but is spam for carp? I know spam for catfish for sure. And catfish are like in the summertime, boy, they'll just about take anything. And carp too. When the water warms up, the carp they'll get active. Yeah, I'll give that Fajuka bait a try. Can't go wrong with that. And I've got to get those new method feeders. Absolutely. Those cage method feeders. I got the oatmeal pack last year. I was frigging around with it. I didn't know what I was doing. It was so sloppy. And then I realized I just adding too much damn water. So I just threw in some more oats and some more goop. And next thing you know, I had a pretty good pack. Only thing is, though, you want that pack to dissolve because when you put that hook in there, you want that hook to come free, right? Otherwise, the carp's not going to get hooked up. I'm not too good with the boilies, but I like to use the corn. Like I'll put a lot of corn on my hook, and that seems to do it. I'm if you're talking to me, I fish bays a lot. Um, Brackish water, but I look for deep spots, like not super deep, but 4 or 5 feet, and some lily pads and some cover because carp like to go underneath those mats. and then I'll set up the method feeder and just sit there in my kayak, because where I live, the water's so shallow near the shore that, to get it out where you need it to go, it would be a struggle. You'd have to be limited in where you could go. But with the kayak, oh my gosh, you can go anywhere. And if you guys want to throw some ideas at me too, for carp particularly, I would love to hear them. I like to think I'm a good carp fisherman. I've caught a lot, but I know there's room for improvement. Yeah, bait boat. Nah, that here in Ontario, a bait boat would be, you know, I don't know. I just use a slingshot and toss it out there. This is huge water here. We don't, in my area, I don't think we have any pay lakes. Yeah, particles, maggots, and different things. Yeah, because when I find my spot, I can just drop them overboard, right? I've had my line just dangling straight overboard the kayak, and then bam, away they go. Last year was funny. I was sitting there carp fishing. I was out in my kayak, and I was there, and there was this English fellow was sitting on the shoreline. And I was chatting with him, and he was getting them, and I wasn't. And he was using a pack bait and everything, but he told me he was very patient. He had been there all night long, and he said that most of his action actually occurred early in the morning. So I took note of that, and perhaps I'll adjust my fishing. Maybe I'll go early in the morning instead of staying all night. Although the catfish would be fun to catch. Uh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, put a little bit out, and then go to another spot and put out another, and maybe mark them, somehow. Yeah, and then that way you look for the bubbles, eh? Like, what I do is I go along those weed beds there, and I look for them little bubbles, and that tells me there's something moving under there, and 9 times out of 10, that's a carp. Oh yeah, yeah. What I like to do with the hot dogs is, like, when I'm fishing catfish, is I'll microwave them for about a minute, and it'll toughen up the skin. But also, if I'm going to use a Jello bait, like strawberry Jello is my favorite to use for these catfish, I'll go and make that, mix up the day ahead, and bag that, and I don't refrigerate it. I just put it out in the yard there, and I just take it with me because they like skanky bait. They do. All right. Sorry, guys. Yeah, marker floats. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. I know the First Nation in this area, they can fish and they have markers on their nets and stuff, but I don't know if I can. I'll check with the ministry and find out what all those rules are. Certainly, they would know, but that would be a good idea. Of course, other people would see your spots as well, though. That's the thing, eh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, markers for your catfish. I know some of the waters I've been looking at, especially down in the U.S. I know that in the glades, the fishermen there, they have their jugs set up, and they're catfishing and everything else, and catching snakes, and wow, what a life. But they do well. I mean, they're really good at what they do. Yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna find out if I can do something like that just for markers. But I know the water around my area pretty well, so like I probably know the weed patches and stuff like that. I'd be able to identify them, and the lilies and different things. So I gotta adjust the screen a little bit. Well, It's been a good stream, guys, and I really appreciate you for stopping by. But I think we're probably just about done. It's been 31 minutes. Maybe I'll stay on for an hour in case somebody else comes along. But thank you for your conversation, gentlemen. And I'll probably have time to go get my coffee, and then maybe somebody else will come along. That's my ginger ale. I don't know how many people are watching. I can't really tell. Oh, I've got two. Sorry. Two people currently watching. It's you two gentlemen out there. I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say. I know you're wandering around getting your own coffees. I know if you're over in the UK, over in Europe, I'm sure you got I don't know what time it would be now. It would be probably 9 o'clock at night. I know what I should do is set up a bivvy outside in my yard there and do all these live feeds from the bivvy. Throw this chair in there and that kind of stuff. I got a kitchen tent I could do it. But when the weather gets rough, it'll just rip it right down. It'd be fun. We'll do a few from outside. It'll be a lot. It'll be a blast. All right, I gotta go get a coffee. That makes us even. Okay, James, I'll be back. Cheers. Oh boy. I'll be right back, guys. Getting a coffee. Give me about a minute. Okay. All right, I'm back. Both a warning and a promise here. And I got coffee this time. There we go, guys. All right. Take care, Hardees. Thanks for stopping by. James, too. Thank you, guys. I'm just going to hang around for a little bit longer just to see if anybody else. There is another one. There were three, and there's another one. Let me see my list. Okay, well, I can't see you. I don't know where you are. Maybe you didn't even chat. You might have just showed up for just a quick visit. And you're always welcome to do that, too. You don't have to interject with any comments. There's two people out there now, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Rob, and I'm the host of the Catfish show. It's just something for us to have a little fun with. And I'm 58 years old. I'm getting close to retirement. I have two boys. I'm married. Live by the St. Lawrence River, and I'm a pretty average guy. I have two cats, that kind of thing. And I like to fish. I find it relaxing. And you might want to ask why I fish. I can give you the answers for that. There's many different ones for leisure and enjoyment, but also too, it's good to go out there and clear your head sometimes because this world can be a crazy place. And, if you want good mental health, sometimes you got to get away from it all, right, guys and ladies? I welcome both sexes here. I mean, there's fishing. Everybody fishes, girls, boys. It's fun. I'm primarily Oh, in this area, I like to fish the carp. I target the carp and the catfish, but we got bass galore, smallmouth bass everywhere in this area, and some of the water is there is some largemouth, but I have not caught very many, and they're mostly in the shallow bays where they flooded here before, and that is like they flooded the seaway here, and then all that water. There's a lot of shallow bays and stuff like that, and the bass love to go in there as well. But largemouth bass, for some reason, didn't really take hold in this area, and I don't know if they needed to stock them in the past or not, or if the carp have been rooting up their traditional spawning areas. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see if there's anybody else out there with any questions. Okay. Yeah, I can tell you a little about what kind of fish I caught last year and how many. Okay, I caught a lot of bass, and particularly smallmouth bass, in our area here in the St. Lawrence River, and I also caught when I went up to Mattawa, which is the Ottawa River system. There, I caught a lot of smallmouth and largemouth bass up there. I was kind of surprised because it's all rocky up there. So largemouth bass, you don't expect to see that, but there they were, and walleye and perch, pike. But I was targeting catfish, and my God, there's some whoppers in there. As far as channel catfish go, I mean, they're not blue channel cat or blue catfish or even flatheads, but they are a lot of fun. I mean, you could sit there for a good 15 minutes hauling in one of these things. And last year, I had 15-pound test, and I'm telling you, that gave me a fight of my life. I caught some whoppers, but my big one there, I think I got him last year. My biggest was maybe 12, 13-pound catfish. That was about it. And carp, I only caught some small carp. I didn't catch a lot, but I don't know. I didn't get out. I usually fish at night. That's the thing. The heat of the day is just too much for me. I have a medical condition where if I get too much sun, I'll get sick. So I got to watch that humidity and heat. It's not MS, but it's another one similar. But I mean, hey, I'm living my best life. Still enjoying myself, and I'm going to continue to do so. Anybody else out there? Well, all three. Any of you guys use a kayak? It looks like the thread has kind of stopped. You may or may not be there, but I'm still here. We just had a storm event, a snowstorm event here in Eastern Ontario. Got about 25, 30 centimeters or a foot of sleet, ice, and snow. Rob, do you son Yeah, James, I'm going to have to get to speed on this. Um, I'm pretty backwoods when it comes to the different kinds of baits. I'm going to give this a look see. I can see it down there. I don't currently use it, but I'm probably going to order up some and give it a shot. Yeah, that Hardy's fishing adventure. Yeah, it's important to have a boat where you can get into those shallow bays and different things. I find it particularly valuable here in the St. Lawrence River because a lot of the fish I target are in those shallow bays. Yeah, yeah, no problem, man. It's a different time for you. I don't know what time it is. I know here it's about let's see 12:45. So I don't know. I'm guessing if you're in France, it's maybe 8:45, 7:45. I don't know. I hope you got a good meal planned. Yeah, it's long for me up here in Canada with doing the waiting for carp fishing to happen again. But it's kind of good in a way because I get to realize I realized last year that my lighting sucked and everything was not good, not perfect, like it needs to be. So it's good that you take the time and you learn from experience, right? And that's what I'm learning from. Set those things up there and better lighting, you'll be able to see what the hell's going on. Actually, on some of my previous videos, I did pretty good with the lighting. I could have done a little better, but that's important. Yeah, background too. 5:45 in the UK. Yeah, yep. My grandmother's from the UK. She's from the Liverpool area. I wouldn't mind spending when I retire. I wouldn't mind going there for 6 months and doing some winter carp fishing, and some of the pay lakes, and then maybe come back here and do the summertime here. Depends on what my beer budget can afford. Maize, maple, and peas. Yeah, I know peas are damn good. Oh, you're on the east coast of the UK. Okay, right. Yeah, my lineage is from the other side. Yeah, it's a beautiful area though. Get across the English Channel to France. I also the totally awesome fishing show. That's kind of got me into the carp there. That with Graham there, he's pretty amazing there. He's funny and entertaining too. Watch that there, and it's a blast. And he did one show there. He did a Yorkshire pudding. It was like all kinds of stuff he was putting out there. But I don't know the carp. They feed a little differently here in the Big Lake, and they spook a little differently too. Yeah. So James is on the East Coast, and it's 7 p.m. in France where you are. Hardy's Adventures. Yeah. Yep. I just had a little bit of a lunch there a while ago. Being our lunch is what we call it, noon or high tea in England, as my granny used to say, high tea. I find carp fishing really relaxing because mostly I do it at night, guys. I like to rent a lot, and set up a tent or a bivy or whatever, and just chill there and not necessarily stay the whole night, but stay well into it, and then just drive home in the middle of the dark, get home in the morning. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I want to improve my fishing, so if anything does today, I'm all for it. And thanks for the tips there. We'll give this a look. See, maybe you'll see it on one of the videos. Yeah, for years I would catch these carp accidentally on worm, and I'd fish like faster water, and I'd catch a lot of bass and different things, and white bass and different things, and then all of a sudden, whammo, away she'd go. And I think, holy crap, tag her by the tail. Somebody's mad, James? Who's mad? Oh, it's lunch. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know there's guys setting up their ice shacks there now, but we've been in the in between here. It's been like almost like a British winter here in Canada, which this part of Canada, I should say, which is kind of funny because you get a little bit of snow, and we actually got tons of snow, and then it just got warm, like 8 degrees, 10 degrees Celsius, 14, and then back down to -4. But it hasn't been really cold. Typically, this time of year, -30 for an overnight low. Typical daytime high, maybe -14, 15. See, that's Celsius. You gentlemen are both from Europe, so you understand what I'm talking about. Uh, yeah, so it gets cold, but the summer times it gets bloody hot. We get temperatures exceeding 30 degrees regularly in July and August. That's when the carp get really kind of kooky. They love that warm weather, and they'll go a little deeper though, or they'll come up at night, and you'll catch them in the morning, and they'll come right up to the top during the morning, and they'll make their little rolls and do all their little nonsense, and then they get quiet. When the sun gets really high, they get quiet. They get underneath those lily pads and a different shelter like that, and I think that I don't know what it is, but fish don't like things over top of them too much unless there's a cloak. They're always wary of maybe being picked up by a predator or something. Okay, here I am reading again. I'll shut the hell up and do some reading. Well, you might be correct there, Hardy's Fishing Adventure. I do fish really big lakes, but I also got some small rivers that I fish. So that might be very good in those small rivers. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a try anyway. I mean, hey, what's the harm in it? Yeah, 1 inch of snow does bring the UK. We get a laugh over here when we see that on the news. London shut down. They had like a centimeter of snow and that. Oh boy, that's hilarious. But you got to remember, London is a huge city, and they don't have the snow cleaning infrastructure and things that we have up here. Montreal is a world class city for snow removal. So if you want any tips from anybody, you take it from Montreal. Even Moscow consults with Montreal on snow removal. That is a fact. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'll look into that too. Nice thing about carp and catfish is you don't have to wonder, do I have a bite? They usually just take off on the run. I've had some of them swim closer to shore, which is funny because the line will go limp. But I mean, you know darn well you've got one on when that happens. And yes, you do get line movement when they're swimming all around, but that just gets me excited. That's all. Okay. All right. I just in touch with my wife. Sorry, guys, if I've been a little bit off here. You need to watch. Yeah, okay, definitely. Molasses, eh? I've got a lot of that. I use that in my garden here. I use it to for fertilizer and mix in my fertilizer. Hey, if I can use it for my carp bait too, it's got a dual purpose, right? I like it. I haven't put molasses in with my what I do for I use well oatmeal and corn and different flavor incentives, I guess you would call it. A strawberry in particular is one. They like sweet, I guess. Yeah, 20-pound common carp. That's always nice to catch. You know what? That's probably a possibility. I mean, bass will protect their nest, but I mean, a largemouth bass is no match for a huge carp, especially if there's numbers of carp. You know how they school up? That'll throw a bass off big time. And of course, all the interaction and all the fighting and that, eh? Sorry, guys. I'm just chatting with the wife there too. I'm just going to pick up on some of these messages. Fishing with Carl, yeah, yeah. I watch Fishing with Carl too. When the two guys had their show, that was a good show too, and they got a lot of good tips. Yeah, carp like the sweet. Yeah, I think it's catfish that like the hot and spicy. Well, when I'm fishing from shore, James, I've got a heavy weight and I got a big rod and big rods I should say, and I do cast out far. I've got a hell of a cast to be honest with you. And But the thing is, like from shore, you're limited here because it's all flooded farmland, and some of it's so weedy that you can't get in there. So kayak will take you into those holes where those carp are sitting, and that's how primarily I do my fishing now. I don't do much from shore as much as I used to anyway. Plus, I don't have to worry about raccoons and bears. Mhm. Just going to touch base with my wife, and I'll be right back, guys. There we are, guys. Take my old eyes here and take a look at what I'm looking. Hot and spicy works here too. One leg fished. They did not eat anything else. Really, is that the catfish or the carp? I'm just wondering Hardy's fishing adventure. So I'm learning stuff today. I am. I have to go now, Rob. Catch you again. Yes, yes, James. Take care, man. Look forward to seeing you guys out on the water, and maybe I'll catch one of your live feeds or one of your shows there for sure. I'm going to. All right, take care, man. It's nice having somebody to talk to about stuff that you're interested in. My wife there can only talk catfishing so much and carp fishing. She goes, yeah, yeah, just go. Yeah, I'm going to be roaming around the channels there. We're coming to the 1 hour mark, guys. I'm going to shut this all down. It was really nice talking to everyone. Well, two guys, but there were a few people on. It was nice seeing everybody, and we'll do this again. Maybe we'll do it on Friday. But what I'll do is I'll have a little video, a little heads up for anybody who might want to catch it. So hopefully I have something interesting to talk about too. Otherwise, I won't do a live feed. I just wanted to get you guys to get to know me, and and I wanted to learn a little bit more as well. So yeah. The if you watch any of the North American news, Eastern Ontario, you'll see it, but Manitoba too. Man, the Red River floods, you'll hear about that quite a bit. And they've got big channel catfish in there too, as well, even bigger than what we have. Lake Winnipeg, that kind of thing too. This is a huge country in Canada. We have nobody living there. 38 million people. It's lonely up here. Yeah, the carp get moving in April, that's for sure. The carp seem to go for those culverts, where the water's coming out, and it's just they seem to come right up, and then and them and the pike. We have so many pike and carp and catfish that come in there to those pipes. It's unreal. Common. We have mostly common carp here. I think I've heard some reports of the mirror carp being caught in the. Let me see. The Trent River system, not the Trent, no, the Thames in London, Ontario. That river system there, I believe, there is French carp in there, or not French carp, but mirror carp in there. But we have mostly common here. I haven't seen any grass, but they tell me the grass are here. Yeah, you do, eh? Yeah, grass carp are, they eat a lot of different things. I've been studying them up because they are going to be here and they're going to be a dominant feature eventually at some point. Maybe I won't be alive when that happens. I don't know, but we'll see. I've lived through some here in the St. Lawrence. I've seen some like different species, invasive species come in my 58 years of existence. I've seen quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to be just doing up my tackle, getting it ready, and stuff like that, and doing these videos and some other silly videos, and yeah, just gonna watch. Tonight, I'm going to watch some hockey. Obviously, I'm up here in Canada, but between periods, and I'm going to be watching some of the videos. I'm going to check in with James there and get that link on that bait and see what that's all about. And I might try that on some of the smaller rivers that I have around here. And I'm going to hook up my video now that I do the live feed there. Maybe I'll do 2 hour live feed fishing when I go. I'm going to fish places like, if you want to look on your map, Eastern Ontario, Cornwall, Ontario, there's a power dam there. And below that power dam is a lot of large carp and catfish and sturgeon and all kinds of other fish. But if you're targeting species, I can target the catfish there and the carp. And it's a wonderful spot. And I'll be doing some videos there probably early in the spring. It's also good trout fishing there too, brown trout, which I've caught a lot there, and lake trout. It's a bizarre place. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go now, guys. Hardy's Fishing Adventure. Thank you for stopping by, James. You take care.